This is going to be the shortest video in Darren's history. So check this out. I'm cleaning the inside of this BMW. It's a B7 Alpina. I don't know how you call it officially. It's a tricked out 7 Series BMW. And what it is, it's about using modern day technology to make you a better detailer. What do I mean by this? Well, check this out. Likely, we all have experienced those customers that you can just tell are wound pretty tight, or anal retentive, or just very, very particular. That's both the good news and the bad news. Most of those guys will be a pain in the ass. This customer is the exception to that rule because he's not a pain in the ass. He is a very loyal customer who's just very meticulous. No clutter whatsoever in this car. So what does this have to do with modern technology? Check this out. You see this trunk? We've got very specific areas or things that I need to remove in order to detail out this trunk. We are creatures of habit. Most of us are anyways. We love our little habits, our idiosyncrasies that make us unique as humans. One of those is that we put things typically in a place for a very specific reason, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. So this guy, I know he's very meticulous. He likes order. He likes things in their very specific place. So if I were to pull all this stuff out, detail the trunk, and then try to put it back exactly how he wants it, I get it. You're saying, Darren, whoa, okay, you are so overthinking this. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe how I look at it is that I don't want to give my customer any reason to have a bad thought, a bad aftertaste, call it whatever you want. I want everything to be positive. For example, my appointment this morning with this gentleman was at 9:45. Do you know what time I got here? 9:43, 2 minutes prior to our appointment time. Do you know what I did last night? I called and confirmed with him to make sure that we were both on the same page because we made this appointment last week. Do you know what I did when I talked to him originally? And as a side note, this is a customer I've been doing business with probably close to 5 years now. Every time he calls and he's not on any regular committed program, I allow him to reach out to me. That could be 6 months, that could be 9 months, I never know, somewhere in between there. Each and every time I tell him when I set the appointment, I say, okay, Mr. Customer, I will call you the night before to confirm our appointment. Some people prefer a phone call, some people prefer a text, some people prefer an email. You figure that out. Whatever it is that they like, that's how you engage with them. But you always, always confirm. I don't ever want to show up to an appointment and then someone tell me, oh, Darren, I forgot. And also as an added note, don't ever think that Mr. and Mrs. husband and wife are actually going to be able to communicate. I've had this happen so many times where the husband will line up a detail for the wife's car thinking, wow, what does my wife do other than sit around the house and go shopping and spend my money? We've got a housekeeper, a gardener, a pool guy. Like, what is she doing? They just assume that little Miss Housewife has all the time in the world and she has no schedule. So he'll arbitrarily schedule the appointment for her without even telling her. And then you show up and she's like, well, my husband didn't tell me this. I've got an appointment to get my nails done or my hair done or whatever done. And then you're screwed. You don't want to be screwed. Well, unless of course it's in a good way, and that's a whole nother video and a whole nother channel. So what I do when it comes to these areas, and it could be the glove compartment, it could be the trunk, it could be the center console. Point is when you have a customer that's this particular, I know that everything's going to come on the radar. You cannot overthink any part of the equation on a customer like this. So what I do is I whip out my phone because it takes pictures. And what do? Is I take a picture of the trunk, the glove box, the center console, whatever it is, wherever I'm emptying out those items, so that I can look at that picture after I've cleaned and detailed the compartment out, and I can place those things exactly as they were before. Because trust me, they will take note, because they'll reach for something. It's like, oh wait, ugh, and suddenly their panties are in a bunch because they can't find their thing, or it's not in exactly the same place. I know it's trivial, but trust me, once again, think about it, guys. It is all about the details. And I don't mean just cleaning and polishing and waxing a car kind of details. I mean all the details of communication, how you engage, how you represent yourself or present yourself, either professionally or unprofessionally. Every single time you have a moment to interact with that customer, whether it's texting, email, phone, face-to-face, you have an opportunity to either grow your trust, reputability, your authority, professionalism, or you have an opportunity to diminish it. So you tell me, do you want to enhance it or do you want to diminish it? That's the good news. It is up to you. In this case, I took a picture prior to removing all this stuff because if you look in here, we've got an assortment of tennis racket covers. We've got some towels. We have an owner's manual underneath there. We've got his separate dedicated tennis bag, tennis balls, miscellaneous towels. So what I do is I take a picture. Also what I do is these towels are actually disheveled, not completely sanitary and nice and perfect like they're folded now. So while I have not officially moved them, what I have done is I have detailed the towels in the context that I've refolded them so they look even better than when I came here. Just an added level of service. That's the appropriate over-delivering. I'm not about giving my time away for free. I'm about these little subtle nuances that a guy like this especially, he will take note. And he's never going to tell you about it unless it's a true glaring problem. And then he'll inform you. But you don't want that moment to happen. You want to be proactive and avoid moments like that. Like I say, enhance or diminish. It's up to you. Now here is my assignment for you. You can help me out and you can help all the other viewers out. What I want you to do after you've watched this video, and by the way, if you like what you're seeing, just right now, mouse over the thumbs up and give it a thumbs up. Thank you in advance. Secondly, if you think Darren's overthinking this, regardless, how about that? Regardless, I want to hear from you. Darren, dude, you're so overthinking it. Or Darren, I never thought about that. I think I need to up my game. Or Darren, hey, that's what I used to do. Now what I do is this, and present to me an alternate, compelling argument as to something that's better. And that will help all of us out. So that's my assignment to you is, which means that literally if you're going to watch this and you give a darn about the audience or helping others out, leave a comment regardless of what it is, whether you agree, disagree, or you've got your own way of doing things. We all want to hear about it. And just to let you know, I will not be able to respond to all of them. As a rule, I'm going to spend about a week and a half going back to this video and responding to the comments. Past that, I generally move on. So till next time.